Okay, so today we're going to use our petite press. This is the one I bought at Joann's. I made a little tutorial on it a couple months ago. But now, you know, I'm back to using it again. I left my crafts for a little while just to I don't know what the hell I did. Work, kids, activities, I was busy. But now I'm back into doing like trucker hats, which I purchased local and I get a pretty good deal on them. So if you ever need any trucker hats, let me know and I can mail them out to you. Because I did look at eBay, and eBay had good deals, but they were out of a lot of the colors, and they come from a foreign country and take about a month to go through customs. And my local shop here has them in stock, and the price is good, and you know, shipping probably $5 to ship it out to you. We can do like a bulk order or something, which would be better for everyone. So the petite press, I really like it because it's easy to use, and it heats up. So what I normally do is I'll turn it on, heat it up to setting 4, let it sit for a minute, and then once it beeps, you know it's ready. Once I place the vinyl, I'll just go ahead and press it by ironing. I usually start in the center and get that down and then move outward. That way it doesn't get any clumps or anything. And just want to make sure the hat is really tight, just to keep it nice and firm. And so start in the center, go outward, and then I'll usually after that take off the film, and then I'll use a Teflon sheet that I purchased from Amazon, and I'll use that over the vinyl and just lightly pressing it as you go. You don't want to get too crazy on the presses because sometimes it will ruin the heat transfer vinyl depending on which one you're using. Usually the glitter one is really forgiving, but the thin regular one is can get damaged or creased if you press too firmly. So I'm going to go ahead and heat it up and get it going. Okay, so it's plugged in, turned it on. The red button indicates that it's on. You need it, well, actually, that it's plugged in. And then you go ahead and press the on button. It goes to setting 1, and you want to go to setting 4. And that's what I always keep it at. You can test it out, but I keep it on setting 4 to get the system going faster. And I'll just leave it on the side until it beeps to indicate that it's heated and ready to go. So I'll usually get a piece of vinyl and to test it out before I cut out my heat transfer vinyl since it's so expensive. And here, I'll get the piece of vinyl, I'll place it to make sure the size is good, and then if I like it, then I'll cut it out with the heat transfer vinyl. So this one says brownie, it's for an order, and I'll kind of place it there to see if that's where I like it. And the size is good, and that seems about right, and I like it. Then I'll go ahead and cut it out with the heat transfer vinyl, and then I'll apply it on here. So I'll show you that next. And there it is, nice and complete. And I'm gonna cut out the other one or fix it up, and then I'll place it onto the hat for the client. Super cute. And now I have my vinyl. I'm gonna just eyeball it. You know, you can't really, just kind of look, make sure it looks good. Sorry it's sideways. I just have to place it right here between the legs, you know. And nice and center. Now that I pressed on the center, it's going to stay in place. So kind of just one motion, I kind of just keep it, and I'll just go outward. I'm telling you, it's so easy to do. And you may have to play with a few hats, you know, to make sure you can kind of get it right. I kind of feel like this is so much easier than using that big giant heat press for hats, because the one I bought, you couldn't get the vinyl and the machine wasn't lining up. At least the one that I purchased. It was a cheap one. And there was too many like temperature settings and pressure settings. And really you don't need that much pressure or heat on these hats, which is great. So everything's nice and good. Kind of go over it a few times. And once you feel like it's good to go, you can start peeling it off. Everything seems to be coming off great. At least the plastic lining. Hello, I don't want the vinyl to come off. And then I'll use my Teflon sheet and slightly just go over it. It doesn't take much to heat this up onto the hat, which is great. I just want to be sure that it stays in place. And I kind of like doing hats now because with shirts there's multiple sizes and colors and fits, and a hat's universal. One size fits most. You can make it as small as you like or as big as you like, or you know, it's easier than making hats for people. I'm sorry, easier than making shirts. All right. And there we go. That was with the heat press, petite heat press setting number 4. And I'll show you what I have